What if there was a way to tell which of your thoughts were poisonous? Now, what do I mean by poisonous, and what am I even talking about here? Let me give you an example. Today, I was working on a project, I was editing some videos. And what happened is I was working through it and I was trying to get through as much as I could, as quickly as I possibly could. I have some perfectionistic traits and they've slowed me down so much in the past. So it's something that I'm constantly trying and pushing against to try to make sure it doesn't get in the way of what I'm working on. Because really, at the end of the day, I want to see it brought to fulfillment as quickly as possible. And so as I go through this work, and I've been doing this for some time, I'm trying very hard to make sure that I'm asking myself, is this necessary? Do I really have to do this? Especially if it's something that's going to add a whole lot of extra time. Generally, I'm pretty good at this, but sometimes myself not being the best at estimating time because of ADHD time blindness, I think, yeah, this is fine, it's necessary, it'll be really quick, when it may not be. Today I had an experience where I was working through some stuff and I realized there was something that I needed to fix and change. And I realized that I could either do it one way that was really quick, or I said to myself, it'd be really cool if I did this slightly fancy technique thing, and that would be really great here, and it wouldn't take that much longer. Now that last part is the lie. The last part is the bit that I want to believe is true, but the amount of times I've said that to myself, I know by now that it's not. It won't take very long. It'll only take a tiny bit. Yeah, sure, Jack. Just like all the other things you said would only be this big and it took you a week of massive frustration. But nonetheless, I did it the wrong way, the slow way for a little while. And while the first way might have taken me 1 minute, this one I was 20 minutes into it and I was still halfway. Now fortunately I stepped back at that point. I set timers to make sure I step away and don't get too caught up in hyperfocus. I stepped away and I came back and I thought, Jack, what the hell are you doing? I knew at the start, I knew when I first had this thought that it wasn't going to be accurate. I knew at the start that it was a trap, that it was poisonous, but it was only the faintest of knowings, and I sort of went, no, not this time, right? And so that's when I started having a concept, an idea, a thought came through. And I'm gonna see if I can do this by showing this, which might not make sense, but we all are familiar. Oh yeah, it's reflecting my ring light. Fantastic, now the secret's out. You might be familiar with these frogs that are now being circled by this convenient halo. Venomous creatures in nature, or poisonous rather, potentially, I don't actually know with those guys. But nature has a way of highlighting animals that can kill you, things that are poisonous. And they wear it as a self-defense, they go, don't eat me, you'll die. Other examples like the blue-ringed octopus, these vibrant blue rings that come out when it's under threat or in danger that says, go away, because I do kill. And you're supposed to back away slowly, and almost every animal in nature, at least mammals, are like, oh, got it, that's wrong, that's scary. Now, my thought was, I wish that our thoughts could be color-coded. I wish that I could just identify which ones were the poisonous, scary ones, so that I could instantly go, no, not that, I wish that some of my thoughts were like bright neon green with orange and blue stripes, so they could be like, danger, danger, do not embrace me, do not take me seriously, dismiss me as a thought. I wish they could be so color-coded, but they are not, unfortunately. So I must continue to practice what we all must continue to practice, which is to be as mindful as we possibly can in every single moment. And that's hard work, it's effort, I know, but it does get easier with practice. And just do our best to catch ourselves, to notice when we're in a thought that may not serve, that we're entertaining ideas or notions or even feelings that may not be the best thing for us to be allowing. Because if those feelings or emotions or thoughts were violently colored, as soon as they propped up in our hearts or in our consciousness, we'd be like, oh, no, ah. And wouldn't that save us so much hassle and trouble? It's not the case. But if you slow down frequently, if you slow down in your life and practice and get good at listening to what's going on inside, you may get better at feeling and noticing which one of these thoughts should be avoided. And with practice, again, it should, and it will, in fact, we know it will, become easier and easier to identify them sooner and not think them. And how do we not think thoughts? A couple of ways. Best one is to just think about something else. Change the subject. Focus on the breathing, how you feel, the feeling of the clothes. Oh, I'm so worried about that thing that I have to do. Hang on, how do I feel right now? What's the weight in my feet? Am I breathing deeply? How does it feel to breathe? What was I doing before? Oh, okay, so this feels much better. One effective way. I found this notion intriguing and entertaining, so I share it with you now for your consideration, perhaps your enjoyment, and hopefully your integration. I hope that this is useful to you in some way. If it is, I would love to hear that. Please write down in the comments if anything here really resonated, or if this is nonsense to you or whatever. I don't really care. I'd just love to hear your input or how this lands for you. That would be really helpful to me, and it would help me give even more to you, knowing what's going to be best for you, the individual, the person sitting here listening to my voice inside their head right now. I want to do things that are great for you, so tell me what might help you and you'll get it. Wouldn't that be great? I can do it. Thank you for your time. Once again, this brings us to the end of the video. And if you're new to the channel, you don't know me, my name is Jack. I make a new video every single day. So if you would like to see what I talk about tomorrow, or how I talk about it, hit subscribe. And perhaps I might see you in the next video. Thank you for your time. Good luck dodging those poisonous thoughts.